Intro?
Yes. Okay, welcome syncretists, lovers of truth and lovers of health. This is the second show that I'm doing on some technology that I have here in my hand, which I'll show you in a minute before I introduce my guest. This is the second show on the subject. If you scroll down on my channel, you'll see the other one. But I would like to welcome Jorg from New Zealand.
Yeah.
As I said to you before we started, Jorg, I was there a couple of times playing the guitar with my band in 2004, 2005. Twice I've been to New Zealand. Loved it. Are you in the South Island?
Now I'm in the North Island, just at the corner towards the East Cape.
Nice. More hot.
Good place to be.
It's hotter.
Mm, yeah.
Yeah. South Island is freezing.
When you go at the wrong time of the year, that's good.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, on that music festival that I went to, it was the wrong time of the year, and it was the coldest I've ever felt in my life. And I come from Victoria, Melbourne, and from
Mm,
the northeast Victoria, the Alps, Mount Buffalo, Mount Buller, around the snow mountains. That's where I come from, Kelly country.
mm,
I grew
yeah.
up 20 minutes from Ned Kelly. So from where he grew up, and so that's cold. But New Zealand, woo!
Mm.
Anyway, enough about that. How about here it is, guys. This is the AHA Halo, and I use this every day. Now at night, I put it right next to my head, and I put it on the hair. There's other things I could put it on, like rest and stress or whatever, but I just want to say quickly that most of the viewers know that 3 years ago I shaved all my head off because my hair wasn't growing. It was very, 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 very plasticky, and now it's growing long. Like it is growing, and it's so soft, and I attribute that to this because I'm 62, and in the 70s I was a good proper little hippie with long hair, and now at 62, for my hair not to grow is so not cool.
Mm.
So I would like you to share what this can do for people. It's so effective. It has so many functions.
Yeah.
So
Well, number one, the Halo is a little machine that actually produces an energy field around the machine, and it goes around about a meter in all directions. So when you keep the device close to the body, either in your pocket or on your pillow at night time, really doesn't matter. The energy that this field has is actually be absorbable by the human body. So we're talking about a scalar field. The issue with scalar field is you can't really measure it, but the name AHA Halo came because John White, who created this, had an aha effect and produced a little machine that actually forms a halo around you. So a scalar field in itself is healing because it helps to synchronize things within the body, all the energy flows that are happening. And because it is a very subtle field that is produced by this, subtle energies get into the body. And these subtle energies, they can do quite a lot. It is not always, as in normal medicine, that more is better. In this case, it is subtle energies that come out of that. So what can you do with it? Well, it can enhance your well-being, but well-being can be a lots of things. One of the first groups, or put it this way, we've got about 100 different programs that you can choose from, and you can upload onto the device itself 30 different ones. And then you can, once they're over, you can choose the next one or can repeat it and things like that. Out of these 100 programs, they are grouped. One of them is actually a group of programs that can help with pain. So some people have chronic pain, could be bad, but it could be just be at the level of being annoying and there all the time and actually hindering you to do things that you would love to do. So here we've got a program group that is actually targeting the pains and aches and pains that you can have. And you can have them in the belly, you can have them in the back. Some people, unfortunately, feel it all over the body. You can have headaches and muscle discomforts and things like that. All these things play a huge role for them, and we have got different programs actually to target with it. So you can choose and let them run. Some of them run an hour, some longer, some shorter. And by doing so, a lot of people report actually quite a relief from their aches and pains that they have. Then we have got programs that help to balance sleep and sleep patterns, which is important for some people. Some people have difficulties to fall asleep, others cannot sleep through, or they wake up in the morning and are still feeling tired. All these things can be influenced with this little machine. So then probably I should say that beforehand, because some people let these sleep programs run through the night and are very happy with it. Me personally, I don't know what it is with me, but I know a few others as well. I cannot run this during the nighttime, regardless what program I use. Even if I would use a sleep program, it disturbs my sleep. So what I do is I let the programs run before I go to bed. And then when I go to bed, I turn it off. But I think I'm one of the few weird ones where who can't tolerate it. But it's me. Doesn't matter. Most people can let it run during the night.
Well, that's what I'm
Then we
doing with
yeah,
my
yeah,
hair, getting great results. It feels like
yeah,
hair. It feels like hair finally.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, then we have got beauty programs, but beauty programs also include programs, of course, that have to do with longevity. Because if you turn the clock back, meaning that the telomeres, the ends of the chromosomes, don't shrink that fast or even grow longer, then you have got a beneficial effect from that. But a big part of these ones, of this machine or of the programs for the machine is actually that we have got a holistic body care programs. So where we can influence the blood function, the bone function, the cell function in itself, the cell activity, the cell energy. We can influence the endocrine system, the immune system, joints, the metabolism, and so forth. So there is something in there for everyone to try to tweak their body functions into the right direction.
Mm.
Then we have got some programs that run under physical well-being. They are more the functional programs that help the body function better. For instance, if you've got a blocked tummy, there's one of the programs there. You can use this and make things go. Or the opposite, you've got a runny tummy. Especially when these symptoms exist because of emotional overload, then they work best. If you've got a virus, you want to have a runny tummy because you want to have it out. But that's sort of the idea behind the whole thing. And then anything, you can influence your vision. you can influence your hearing and tinnitus and things like this with these programs. And of course, a big focus is on the emotional well-being. So once you can think clearly, once you can emote with ease, or relax, because in times of stress, and well, we all got stress more or less, we need to calm down during the day and have some time for us to regenerate a little bit. So very important. What else have we got? Oh, we've got spiritual well-being. So we can use this little device to synchronize our brain waves. So there are programs in there for all the brain waves like delta, theta, alpha, beta, and gamma in order to synchronize. And once they're synchronized, we are either relaxed or we are more capable of connecting to our source, whatever that might be. And dealing with certain emotional, say, base habits or base frequencies, like some people are chronically anxious, some people are chronically a little bit down in their mood. Towards depression, you can use the device with the spiritual well-being programs in order to balance this out. So we're not doing any treatments as such as a medical doctor would do. It's got a symptom and then we fire on it. Yes, when it comes to pain or so, yes, we would do this. But on the other hand, if you run these programs through, then you can actually get quite good results because everything starts to rebalance itself. So you start at one thing, then another symptom comes up or another idea comes up. And so you go through the programs there and basically rebalance yourself totally. I think one of the most important programs that's on here are the ones that have to do with cleansing. Cleansing in terms of cleansing the body from physical toxins, from viruses, from bacteria, parasites. It might not be as strong as a spooky 2 plasma tube. However, it helps the body to cleanse. And you should do this in a certain order. So you start off with the kidneys, for instance. Make the exit ways, clear the exit ways. Do the kidneys first, then do the liver, then do the gut, and so on. So there's a certain order to it that you should do that. And then everything is much easier. So if somebody buys a machine like this and starts off with it, they should start with the cleansing program. This is always a good idea because regardless how organic you eat, regardless how clean the air is that you breathe and the water you drink, there's always something in the air, there's always something in the soil that doesn't belong there, and that can accumulate in your body and actually can, imbalance not only emotional things, but can disbalance physiological functions, and we want to avoid that. Then we've got programs for women's care and for men's care to finish this whole thing off, but there's something in there for everyone, and it is actually almost without side effect, especially if you do the cleansing first. Because whenever you run a program, some sensitive people, they notice, oh, something going on in my body. It might not feel comfortable, but if you start off with a good cleansing cycle for a week or a few days at least, but a week or two, then focusing on the actual issues that you wanted to get it for in the first place, it's a good idea to do so because that keeps sort of flu-like symptoms at bay. A third of the people will never ever feel anything. Some people feel something and can live with it, but for others, they have to take breaks and they have to pace themselves. But yeah. That's sort of the only thing that basically could happen. And those people who work quite a lot with computers or work in an area where there's a lot of electromagnetic frequencies there, there's actually a shielding program on it. It's called radiation, and it helps you actually to form a bubble around you so that the electromagnetic frequencies that are not good for us, like Wi-Fi and mobile phones and all those things, can be actually kept at bay and not influence as bad as without it. So that's basically what you can use the AHA Halo for, and it works quite well. I tried it on myself. A lot of my clients have got the devices there, and yep, they're always going around, they're always carrying it with them. You can do your work, you can do whatever you want to do. Can't go for a swim with this in the pocket, that would be detrimental for the machine, but yes, you can do most things and carry it around with you. It's basically your shield, your healer, your balancer in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's what it's.
Mm. So I haven't checked because I'm using this mostly for my hair because what one of the things that I really have not taken well with aging is that my hair doesn't grow. I want long hair. I want to go back to the 70s when I had a gollywog, black curly hair. So, but does this is this able to good for people who want to put weight on or lose weight? Because that's one of the big issues. And let me tell you, that's my issue. I've never been heavier than 63 kilos in my life. And when I was young, I used to eat like a horse to try and put weight on because I was pretty much not ridiculed, but people would just call me Skinny Sam. And they would laugh and say, just don't get caught in the wind because you'll get blown away like a stick, right? I just can't put weight on. If I eat a lot or a little. So what's the answer to that?
Okay. In order to put on more weight, if you wanted to, or lose weight for the same, as the opposite, you have to think of what the reason is for it. So I'll give you an example from the animal world. A guy had a cat, and the cat had a good life until the neighbors bought two Rottweilers. They were barking behind it, and the cat was a bit on the edge, but everything was fine. But one day the Rottweilers actually jumped the fence and chased her. And this cat, because she was lying around most of the time, was a bit chubby. After that, she reduced her weight because she had to be more agile. That's what she learned from the attack from the dogs. It didn't get her, but nevertheless. So she went skinny. Then the neighbors moved away, or the dogs moved away, I can't remember the details. And then the guy thought, oh, now my cat will put on weight again. Oh, no, she didn't. She learned a lesson. So the reason why you're not putting on weight is probably you're moving around too much. You need to be, yeah, that you are too agile. You might have a problem with your thyroid. You might produce too much thyroid hormones there. So everything is getting digested very quickly. The metabolism is high. As much as you eat, you fire up again. So then you might need to balance your hormones. There might be numerous other reasons that come from the emotional area that might come from your upbringing, where you probably have learned that big people are something that you don't want to have. They might be lazy, or they might, I don't know, stealing from other people, or whatever the idea was. So that prevents you subconsciously from putting on weight. That could be a reason. So you have to dive deep in order to find it's like detective work. You have to find what is triggering it. But if you don't know and if you can't get around it, go through the metabolism cycle with it. Make sure your hormones are balanced. Do the cleansing. And then see what will change for you. However, it will not happen overnight. That takes a while. Yeah, that can take weeks or months that you have to run these programs so that the body finally adjusts to it. It does this bit by bit, but did you feel an effect? It will be taking some time. And the same applies for people who want to lose weight. Ask yourself, why? What might be the reason? Yeah. When it comes to overweight, we have got a huge issue with the food industry. The food industry replaces fat and vitamins with sugar. So people who eat a lot of sugar or drink alcohol, which gets converted to sugar, wrong carbohydrates. You can have a potato that's bad for you, but a sweet potato is good for you. Then you can balance up. You don't have to be surprised that you put on weight.
Mm.
So it has a lot to do with false beliefs because the food industry tells us, oh, you want to have 99% fat-free. Yes, but in order to get something in there, they put sugar in there. They don't tell you. Yeah. The first time when I realized that a bottle of tomato ketchup is half a bottle of sugar, yeah, who would expect that? Well, I didn't at the
No,
time. Yeah.
no.
So a lot of things play a role. But yes, if you want to do something, as if you have got the intention, you can use this device on top of it. But not solely. You have to do some lifestyle changes as well. And the lifestyle changes are not happening automatically because you use the machine. You have to have the intention, the lifestyle changes, and use this as an additional tool to make it easier.
Yeah, exactly. So metabolism and hormones. What about obviously trauma? You mentioned that as well, but DNA like ancestry, because see, in my
Sure.
family, my sister passed away last year of obesity. She was obese
Mhm.
all her life, and I've always been super, super lightweight and
Mm.
skinny. And she couldn't take weight off, and I couldn't put weight on. So I don't know. You have a practice there. I heard you say you have patients, right? So
Yes.
are you like a naturopath or something?
Well, I went through the whole medical field. I started as a paramedic, then I became a nurse, then I became a medical doctor. I've got a PhD in medicine. And then I actually wanted to be on my own and became a naturopath and do the things that I thought were more interesting. So I'm doing this since 25 years, and I run a clinic here in New Zealand. I've got a lot of patients overseas, meanwhile, that I actually advise through Zoom meetings. There's a few testings that I can do as well. And yes, I see patients and I help them to overcome what their issues are.
Okay, and some of it can be in the DNA, ancestry, yeah?
Yes, of course.
Mm.
Um, we are born with a factory setting. That is our DNA, the genes that we get, plus the cells that we get. Everyone is carrying cells from their mother, from their grandmother, from their great-grandmother, inside their body, probably a few generations more up there. I'm not quite sure what the function is, but it is suspected that it has to do with passing on information.
Mm.
So you might have got the memory of something bad happening then because you were too big, so you stay skinny. Or you might have a memory of somebody not getting enough to eat, so here you are and you're carrying always spare food with you around. Could be. So that has an influence. But then we get an education. Whether we want or not, it's not a formal one, it's from our parents, from our caregivers, and they influence how our nerves are actually connecting, which nerves get wired together because they fire together, and that firing depends on how we get educated. So everyone has a trauma in their childhood that they can remember. The important part is not the trauma itself, it is what you make out of it. So some people, they have trauma and they get resilient against it, and they sail through life without a hitch. Others, most of us, they actually get stuck in that fight, flight, freeze, fawn mode. And that's where problems can arise from. So you basically have to re-educate yourself so that your nerves rewire themselves and do different things instead of what they have been doing until you decided you want to change something.
Yeah, yeah, I appreciate that. That's true. I know what my stress is, but what doesn't help is the fact that I jam as much as I can into one day. So, I don't have a reserve of energy when I go to bed. I'm exhausted because I'm always thinking forward and multitasking and wanting to do more, 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 more. I wish there was three of me and one could
Yeah.
rest, because when I do rest, I start filling out. Right? But all my life I've been going a little bit out, a little bit in. It's like a woman with a monthly cycle. Mine, it's almost monthly. And
Yep.
I watch this. I watch myself get a fill out in the cheeks, right?
Yep.
And put on a few kilos, and then start getting stressed and doing a lot of work, and then I'll just lose that muscle mass and the body weight. It's
Yep.
probably connected to that trauma.
Well, it could be, but the other thing is we do have a rhythm, a circadian rhythm, and we have got a monthly rhythm, and we have got a rhythm that goes with the seasons and with the years.
Mm.
And sometimes some people after 3 years repeat the whole thing, other people repeat it after 7 years. Everyone is sort of different, and some react more to that and less to that, and the others are the other way around. That is quite normal. But the thing is, if you are having so much stress during the day, you make yourself so much stress during the day that you are exhausted at nighttime, there's no wonder. You need to have breaks in between. And we know, for instance, there are some people who did extreme interesting things. There was one guy, a German doctor by the name of Michael Niels. He actually competed in the race across America. So it's a bike race where you do 4,000 kilometers from one to the other end of the country. So most people who actually take part in this race, um, they are cycling, 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 having an hour's sleep probably, and then cycle and cycle and hour's sleep. What he did is he did 8 hours sleep, and he could keep his pace so well that he could finish the race, because most people do not finish this race. And he came in, doesn't matter what position, I think it was 12 or something, or 15 or something, but he managed to get to the end of the race and feeling great. He didn't collapse afterwards, where all the others, they were on the ground, they were finished, they were kaput for weeks. So the secret is to have breaks and to de-stress yourself during the day several times. You can use this for it, but you can do some breathing exercises, you can do some awareness, mindfulness exercises in order to get the system down.
Right. So you said that this has a de-stressor. So one thing I haven't learned on this, can you show us perhaps how to find what program? Can you just give us one example? For instance, I'm on hair now. How can I go to de-stressing? What do I do? Is it that
Well,
one, the top button?
okay. So what you use is, first of all, it's on in your case. Now I've got a lock here. If I push the button, that side button again, the lock is gone, and now I can use the up and down buttons.
Uh-huh.
I'm just tipping on the top one at the moment, and it cycles through the programs that I have loaded onto it.
Ah, yeah. Okay. So loud sleep, good sleep, body discomfort, naturopathic discomfort, back discomfort. Okay. I don't know whether you guys can see that. What do we
Yeah.
got there?
Yeah,
Joint discomfort.
joint discomfort, yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So it depends what you load on there. You only get 30 programs on it, and you
Mm.
can choose out of 100. So if you now wanted to look at, say, radiation, which is the program that shields you against EMF, if you haven't loaded it on your device, you have to do it before you can use it.
Okay. I'm seeing what I got. Liver cleansing, full body cleansing, acne. Ooh, collagen. That will be for people who want better skin. Okay, I'm back to thicker hair. So I have to stick to that because that well, that's the feature that I love the most in my
Yeah.
life. You know, I mean, I can't change the way my face looks, right? But some people can grow their hair, and I haven't been able to for about 20 years for some reason. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
Mm,
What you also have to think of, is there something blocking my hair from growing, or is there something missing from my hair growing? So the blocking part could be toxins, could be viruses, could be God knows what. So run a cleansing and then do your hair program. And then think of, do I have all the bits and pieces that I need to grow new hair? Do I have enough minerals in my body? Do I have enough vitamins? Do I have enough selenium, enough zinc, and things like that? And you can not necessarily stimulate this with the machine, but you can take it as, for instance, supplements, and then run your hair thickener program and see what difference you notice then. It could be huge.
Okay, so I don't have acne, so I'd like to get rid of that. Can you get rid of one and add another one?
Yes, of course. What you have to do is you have to connect it. Let's see whether I can show this. It might be too far away.
Mm.
So um,
Because I liked how you said that I can have this around my computer and protect
yeah,
myself because I've got orgone pyramids. I've got magnets. I've got pyramids from Mexico made of obsidian. I've got crystals. I've got crystals everywhere. I'm really careful about that because my eyes are. I'm wearing uh, strength 4 glasses right now. I mean, my long vision's okay, but if I've got to see this little stuff on the computer, so I don't. I noticed that I haven't got anything for eyesight, right? So
Mm.
I can do that.
Yeah,
You connect it via that cable. You go to the
yep.
website and you add and remove.
Hang on a second. I'm just looking at, like, given a webinar about it. Perhaps I can show this on there. I'm not quite sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, can I share my screen? I
Yeah, you
just,
can. I have to allow you to. So once I see that pop up,
okay. Share. What do I want to share? I want to do this. I lost it. Hang on.
the age of technology fascinates me because it can be used for bad and can be used for
Yeah,
good. So I've surrounded myself with good stuff. Like I told you, I have a med bed which I bought here in Mexico. I have a Tesla coil. I have other devices as well.
yeah,
That's why I'm asking you questions. I've had
mm,
this for 6 months to a year,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you would think I would know, but I don't because I this
yeah,
is the only one that I have that is for hair, and so
yeah,
I've never experimented.
yeah. Okay, so what I've got here is actually um, a screen print from the software that you run on a laptop or on a computer.
Hmm.
So that's what you see when you have installed the software and you have got the AHA Halo connected with a cable to your computer. Then you can see this. So here on the left-hand side, there are the possible programs. You only see the top two groups. You see if you pull this further down, more programs come up, grouped in different headings, and it's about 100 of them that you can see here. Now, what you can do is you can use a quick install pack, which chooses 19 programs that are in here. And with the push of that button, they will appear in here.
Okay,
Or you can choose a single program, click on it, put the load button, and it will pop up in here.
right.
So if you have got a program on here that you want to get rid of, you click on it and push delete.
Mm.
Then it disappears from the Halo, from the device itself, but it's still available on the software if you want to use it later again. Of course, not a problem. And then you choose the ones that you want. It is as easy as that.
Excellent, because I'm going to take acne out and stuff like that. I had that when I was a teenager, but um, I think I might start using this as well to protect myself here.
Yeah,
I have to be by the computer so much because of what I do. I get so many inquiries and messages,
exactly. Yeah,
and it kind of disturbs me that I've gotten myself in this situation where I've created a monster where I depend so much on technology, but I want to protect myself. That's why I said I'm surrounded by devices. I even have a this gadget which ionizes the air, right? So you can see if I touch the top of that, you should see a little bit of a spark. So
yep,
yeah, so this is like negative ions. That sits right under my desk, and I mean I could show you other things, but you get the
yep,
point. So
yeah,
I would take acne out of there, and I'd put protection like from EMFs, right?
yeah. For instance, yeah, I think the program is called radiation.
Oh, radiation. Okay.
Yeah, that's the name of the program. Yeah.
Yeah, so what I did was I plugged it in at the start, and I think I just grabbed as many as I could because
Mm,
as long as hair was there, I didn't really care much about
yeah,
the other things because that's
yep,
taken care of with other technology that I have.
yep,
But now that
yep.
you mentioned that, I'm going to redo that, and that's on the AHA Halo website, right?
Exactly, yes. You
It,
can get the software from there. And once you've installed it, you've got it on your laptop, and then you can use it anytime. Even I think even without being connected, I'm not quite sure, but yeah, you can download it from there onto your device. And these websites are updated, the programs are updated all the time.
Right. So, and these are really cheap. They're only a few $100s. What's the Australian price? Oh no, what would you do? New Zealand price or American? How
Um, I I think they are 600 US.
600 US? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, or 600 US. Yeah. But
Mm,
watch out, they often have got promotions, and then there's quite a amount is then taken off, well, 5%, 10% or something.
okay, I'm glad you mentioned that because I think Yuri, what's the name?
Euro.
Yura. Yura sent me something via email. I don't want to open my email right now because I'll
Yeah, yeah,
disturb
yeah,
this call. But she said something about $100 discount or something available.
yeah. Sometimes they have got these promotions there. Look, I'm not working for the company. Okay,
Mm.
I'm freelance, so
Mm.
I don't know the details and don't take it um, for 100% correct. But it's in the vicinity, and yes, we have to talk to the AHA Halo people about it.
Okay, well, for my people, I've had this on my website in the products tab for at least 6 months, I would say. So it's been there, and they can go to universaltruthschool.com to get it, right? And I'll have to work out whether the discount is still available and how people can get it. But nonetheless, if people should want that, they will have the description in the bottom of the video. Did you want to have any kind of connections to your work in the description so people could reach out to
Well,
you? Or
if somebody would like to contact me for a consultations, yep, it's always fine. Because things like we discussed in your case for the hair, we can discuss for other items and other issues and other diseases as well. And sometimes needs a little bit of guiding people into the right direction to do additional things or leave away certain things in order to get the success that they want.
right, okay. So would I put your name and WhatsApp number or email?
Email is good, WhatsApp number is good. Yeah, that's one of the main contacts that the people have and
Okay.
use.
Okay, I'll do that with the video in the description. So I guess if there's unless there's anything else you want to mention about this amazing technology, as I said, it's a beautiful age, the age of
Yeah.
technology, especially for those who are putting it to good, you know.
Mhm.
When I was growing up, I didn't know that, for instance, I have copper tensors all around the place. I've got, I carry one around my left, I put one on my left arm always because copper is good with iron, activating the iron so that the iron comes out, right? So, these are lying around everywhere. These These are protective as well, but
Yeah.
this is totally another thing. I mean, someone had to spend a lot of their genius time to make this. For me to come up with something like this, I would need 100 lifetimes because I'm not a technological guy. I'm more a
Yeah.
philosopher, musician, right? So I thank the guy whoever made it. What was his name?
Yeah. John White.
Thanks, Don White.
John. Yeah.
John,
Okay.
John.
No worries. No, he did a really great job, and it's worthwhile actually looking into it, especially if you've got things that you can't actually nip in the bud. And if you want to get some success, it's a good idea to use things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Got to be grateful for all the different varieties of people that are putting their best work forward to help humanity.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we sure do have enough of the other side who who want to
Mm,
stop us from progressing and having health and living
yeah,
to 200 years.
yeah,
When I was young, I I, I didn't buy into the concept of death and that I would die. It's inconceivable, it's inconceivable. And anyway, we know we don't die. We are forever. There is no time, and there's the eternal present. And so why not make it,
a good
um,
time.
yeah, a good time instead of having pain and suffering. See, that's the
Yeah,
thing. When you said that you can find a pain program on here, I've never had pain in my life. I've had one headache, so
yeah,
I'll never need anything for pain. uh,
mm,
Maybe for cosmetics, I'd like to have a full head of hair again. Anyway, Jorg, thank you so much for your time, brother. I believe it's early in the morning there.
no, it's early in the afternoon.
Oh, good. All right. So,
Yeah, just 2 o'clock. Yep.
okay. So, anything else you want to say to sum up about this little
No,
device? You're the one who's got the
look,
knowledge.
that if you go to the website where the software is, there's a button where you can actually look at webinars, and I've given one and explained in detail what the different programs are. Other trainers have done similar things and put their um, ideas to it as well and their experiences. So if you want to learn how this thing works, just have a look at the webinars, and it's quite easy and very, very detailed, much more detailed than I can do in a short interview like this.
Lovely. Well, thank you for sharing with my community on Syncretism, Mr. Astrotheology channel, and for also offering to have, people be able to communicate with you via email. And that just shows that you're willing to put yourself in a place like I have done all my life, to be able to serve humanity, to help them. And, it takes time out of our lives, but there are people out there who don't know how to help themselves or use technology, for instance. And I appreciate that very much, brother.
You're most welcome, and thanks for having me, and have a good evening.
I will. I hope I hope this is going to be a popular podcast for people, and maybe, there'll be demand to have you back. So we might be talking down the track. Thank you.
Okay. See you
Thank you
later,
so
guys.
much.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Until next time.
All good. I turn off.
Okay,
See you
brother.
then.
Thank you,
Bye.
mate.
Bye-bye.
All the best. Bye bye.